Good morning and welcome to Flashpoint, and I'm David Cote. We are here today at the headquarters of the Liberia Football Association in an interview with Mr. Mustapha I, Raji. And he is the president of the Liberia Football Association. This is his second term as president, but we want to focus mainly on activities from the last 2 years of his term in his second term. And so today we'd like to say welcome to you, Mr. Raji.
Good morning and thanks, Mr. Cote. It's a pleasure again to be seated with you and to discuss football. Very exciting moment. So a pleasure and good morning to the listening public and followers online.
Thank you. We'd like to also thank you for your warm hospitality always. We have always been welcome here, and thank you for that. How are you so far? Talk about yourself a little bit. Introduce yourself a little bit.
Well, I'm okay. Again, president of the LFA, here to serve our people, working in the interest of football in Liberia, out of Liberia, from the level of WAFU, CAF, and FIFA. And we're very excited that we are on course in terms of our commitment and promises made to stakeholders in terms of what we can do for football, in football, and how we can grow the game together as all Liberians. So I'm happy and good that we are on course, moving forward, looking forward towards greater success and a good 2026.
Thank you. You were president for 4 years before, and because of your excellent work, your good work, football stakeholders re-elected you for a second term. And you have been in the second term now for some time. What can you tell us about your last 2 years? What achievements can you propose of the last 2 years so far?
Well, great things we've done. I'm happy that we just dedicated another artificial pitch in Nima County. This time not Monserrado, but in Nima County with Stadium Lightning. And today the people of Nima celebrate each and every day the presence of that pitch. It's not only just a football pitch, like I've always said, but the presence of a football pitch is about creating also job opportunities, enhancing and increasing business for those who are involved in the hospitality business, and creating that chance and taking the game of football closer to our people where they watch matches, on better facilities compared to before. So we have now first division teams, second division women's football teams moving into Nima to play top league games, first division, second division, and they are using the hotel services in Nima. So citizens who are involved in businesses there are also benefiting. Another project is also going on in Nima, artificial pitch project that started a couple of months ago in Sanikule, and we're hoping that it can be finished very soon. So it's a key achievement for us in terms of moving the game and create opportunity for boys and girls to play and to help us identify more talents. In Monserrado, another good one that we've done is to construct on the side of Monserrado and Margibi mini pitches as part of the FIFA Football Arena project. Thanks to President Gianni Infantino for his support. Liberia is part of the first countries around the world that is now completed with the football arena project, the mini pitches, to give every talent a chance, every boy and girl a chance and opportunity to play football. Something exciting that was located in the school facility in the community. So it's good for us, a good project. Whatever we do in football, not only football, all around the world in our country to develop, there's one key aspect in terms of what we promise, and then we're keeping our promises and fulfilling those promises. It relates to capacity building in terms of strengthening the capacity of our staff, our stakeholders, our citizens, giving them the chance to explore in the area of football. And each and every time we feel excited in terms of the progress we continue to make in those areas. So lately we launched what we call the CES, Coach Education Scholarship Program, specific to women's. And we have now want to grow. Mr. Cote, I must acknowledge your support and the drive for women's football. You form part of the LFA Executive Committee. You pushed for the first women's international competition where you took women's team out of Liberia. You came out with around the introduction of 5 female teams, all intended to grow the game of football in our country. So we are keeping on those foundations. We don't forget about those of the past who contributed immensely towards football development. And now we're looking at capacity building. And so we talk about the coaches education scholarship program, where we launched and we had a couple of courses for coaches, female, specific to female, because we want to grow the number of women in football. So it took place in Monserrado, Bon County, Riverside County. One of our legends, Kevin Sebwe, served as the coach educator for that program. A good way, to showcase and show to those who are coming into football that those who have played football in Liberia also are attached to the Football Association to give back. And Coach Kelvin Sebwe, who holds a CAF A diploma, enrolled for the recent education courses to become an instructor. So imagine playing football, a legend playing for the national team, professional football, coming back into coaching, and now also looking at becoming an instructor. So his first task was to travel with the River to conduct a coaching course for females as part of the CS program. We also continue from the side of women's in terms of growing the game. So we launched the women's football campaign. Our team just left Monserrado now. They're moving the campaign to Bon County. They're in Bon County, focusing on women's in schools and girls under 6 and under 12 grassroots programs, introducing them to women's football. So another huge impact for us. And we look at women's football again, lower league development, providing subsidies to our lower league women clubs, not only in Monserrado this time, Mr. Koti, because during the time you all push football was only specific to Monserrado.
County.
But today we have women's football matches or women's football teams present in Margibi, Grand Bassa, Lofa County, Nibma, Grand G, River G, Maryland, and Grand Cook County. And
you are not even at different levels.
Yeah, and very soon we want to expand that to all of the 15 counties, because our vision is to ensure that we decentralize football and make women's football and all other levels of our football programs play all over Liberia. So I'm happy that we have the women's upper league now with 12 teams instead of what we had, one league system in the past. And we've won 8 teams, so we have 12 women's teams in the upper league, 12 women's teams in the lower league in Monserrado, and then we have also the community teams league, and then other leagues all around Liberia. We also went through the process in terms of other benefits programs for external trainings. When we talk about capacity building, we currently have one of our own, son of the soil, who hails from Sanyo County and a member of the executive committee, also president of Watanga, is currently in England, going through a scholarship program through the Liberia Football Association. We had another member of our youth football department who traveled to Egypt for the football management program on our CAF. So a lot of these programs that we keep running, to grow our people and to push them to a level. We are currently ongoing with the renovation at the George Manawia Technical Center that should be hosting the talent development scheme, our academic program for youth football development and developing more talents. So FIFA has approved the initial amount of 100,000 to be transferred to the contractors, and upon finalization they receive the balance. So the work is currently ongoing at the George Manawia Technical Center. We also received from FIFA the grassroots project that's currently ongoing, grassroots football in schools. We just concluded one of the tournaments in Bomi County and rolling out very soon to Margibi and other parts of Liberia. Because, football development with key, we're looking at grassroots, looking at youth football, and very soon we'll be starting our beach soccer league. Never ever happened under any administration, so we introduced the first beach soccer league, the second went on, and now we're waiting to run the third beach soccer league in Liberia. So a couple of these programs we want to run. We've now started the distribution of equipment, soccer balls to teams in the 3rd division, 4th division, because we want to ensure that at least we alleviate some of the challenges and financial burden on the clubs and provide them some equipment subsidy that will help them and give chance to every boy or girl that want to play football to play football.
Excellent. You talk about a technical center. Let me ask you a quick question. Leska Football Club is at a technical center. Why so?
Well, it's I woke up to a news today that the Leska Football Club was given the opportunity to train at the technical center. We actually came up giving the renovation works at the technical center and the use by the academy. We were very clear that no one will have access in terms of clubs to utilize the technical center because it's the center of excellence. And by the way, I had an attachment with Leska, but
yes.
When I took over as president of the LFA, I resigned the position as president. Notwithstanding, Leska should not, as a club, get any extra benefits. All clubs should be treated equally. So we've immediately investigated, and those who are connected and giving rights or approval to Leska Football Club to have access to the technical center for training today will be immediately suspended. I think the General Secretary is preparing the documentation. Those two individuals who are involved with providing access to the team will be suspended with immediate effect.
Yeah. Things will not be done the same way as before.
Well, I mean, it's not to favor, any one team. All of the teams.
Because I'm surprised to hear this because you were one-time president of Leska.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't mean that anyone or people should go above the law. All teams have the right to have access to a facility, but the LFA executive committee thought that it's important to ensure that we have the technical center close and not giving access to any club. So Leska is part of all of the other clubs, and they should not be given any exceptional rights. And based on that, those
good.
individuals involved will be dealt with, and we've instructed the General Secretary to take the appropriate action.
To suspend them?
Yes.
Is it a Joseph Walker type of suspension? Because normally when he suspends you,
no, not really. I mean, we suspend them for 1 month each. I think this is the first offense. And if it's repeated, I think it will lead into termination of the services because we're very strict. We want to be as much as possible free, transparent and fair to each and everyone. And we think it was unfair that one club will be given that chance to use the center, even if it's for 30 minutes. We decided that the center will be closed not to any other club but to the academy only while the work's ongoing at the George Manuel Technical Center in Carisburg.
Okay. Let me come with this one quickly. There's a proposal from some team members, I don't know the real story, that people with criminal records, they want to have this ban lifted on people with criminal records to be able to participate in major activities of the LFA, like for example elections and so on. I mean, I'm not too sure. What is the whole story?
Well, yes, I'm told there's a proposal moving around. I've seen the draft. We've not received the final documents from those who crafted it or from the clubs who will be supporting it. However, Mr. Koti, we are open. As part of our responsibility to ensure that we take input and proposal from each and every stakeholders for review. Howbeit, those provisions or some specific provisions within the statutes were not inserted by me as a person.
Okay.
We took over the LFA and inherited a statute, a constitution that we must all work with and uphold. So it is the rights of stakeholders who have the intent or who decide that if there's a provision, yes, there is a provision that says every member, I mean, I'm not quoting verbatim, but it says that if you intend to become president of the LFA, you must not have been convicted of a criminal offense.
That's correct. I
know
that.
I didn't put it there. I've been there
I'm
since
aware of that.
the
Before you came, it was there.
The Zeta Wesley, the Edwin Snow, the Musapility. I didn't put it there to bar anyone, but I think as part of a good governance principle and integrity, that's the reason why it was enshrined in our statutes, because our statutes is also best fit to align with that of CAF and FIFA. So if stakeholders intend to modify such provision, I mean, we have a responsibility to receive the documents if there are concerns. Those provisions were specifically defined provisions will be forwarded to FIFA and let FIFA do its own validation whether they're going to accept such. Well, if Liberians out there, I mean, want such to happen that people who are convicted of criminal offenses can come in and become president of the LFA, well, I cannot be the one to
say yes or no.
or say yes or no, but I mean, there are rules, there are procedure, and we have to just follow the procedure.
Just as you follow the rules and procedures on the issue concerning the technical center with your own team. Though you're no more president of LISCA, but you feel that it would be unjust to have one particular team preferred to others. I mean, you're on track.
Yeah, I think it's just unacceptable. The act was just wrong, and I woke up this morning and with a lot of stories on Facebook, so it was shocking, and we launched an immediate investigation, and we've taken the action. So I think that's the best thing to do. So similar to one Senate proposal, is the right, again, for each and every stakeholder to do so. No one should blame anyone for sitting to come up with the proposal, but I mean, in respect of having those rights, there are some provisions that, you know, before you can amend, you need to think very well. And I mean, at some point, it can even affect your person in terms of integrity, in terms of how the general public will look at you. Because if you are encouraging that anyone with criminal records should occupy the position as president of the LFA, well, so be it.
So
but
be it.
Again, I mean, with those kind of provisions, we will forward the documentation to FIFA to validate before we can make any final decision.
And that would be the right thing to do. I agree with that. As a stakeholder too in Liberia football, I agree with you on that. Now, do you have any plans to run for president of the LFA again?
Well, like the Constitution of Liberia, the president of Liberia have the right, or anyone wants to be president of the Republic of Liberia have the right to contest. And if you are elected, you stay for the first 6 years term, and then you can go for the next 6-year term, with total 12 years. And after that, you cannot contest again. Again, within the statutes of the Football Association, it gives right not only to me, any other person who intend to come to LFA in the future,
including me.
Yes, to run for 3 terms, and each term is 4 years, no more than 3 terms, whether consecutive or not. So exercising those rights that are given in the statutes, I didn't craft the statutes. The statutes is a constitution belonging to all stakeholders who have the right to amend and approve and adopt it. So so far, I mean, as far as I'm concerned and aware, we have 3-term limits. I'm in my 2nd term, and certainly I want to continue with what we started, what we've not completed, to enable us to complete it.
That's correct.
When we go back for election in 2026 on April 18, and we look up to stakeholders to measure in terms of what we've provided them and to make a decision to enable us to continue and complete our works, because there are a lot of other works that we need to complete. Mind you, a lot of has forgotten, but when I took over the LFA, we made the LFA into financial restriction and sanctions. So we worked through, and that sanction was lifted way in October of 2019. And then we continued working, and then we came up with a COVID. So I experienced difficulty in working. First of all, coming with financial restriction, meeting up with COVID, also looking at debts to clubs, debts to former national team coaches, and to other vendors.
Even referees.
Yes, to match officials. But, I mean, we worked very hard through those difficult times to stabilize the LFA. And today, I'm happy with the level we've brought the LFA to in terms of how we've branded and strengthened the LFA, looking at the governance structure, looking at the management structure, looking at the various aspects and sectors, departments that we've created to strengthen the governance of football as a whole.
What are those things? Name just 2 things that you may want to do in the first year of your 3rd term. Because I have been listening to, as I've just posted, I'm a stakeholder too in Liberian football. And as former Secretary General of IE, former Vice President of Administration of IE, and like you rightly mentioned, an executive committee member. I have a voice here too. When you get there, I'm not saying if, from what I'm hearing from a lot of people, when you get there for the 3rd term, what's going to be your in your next term, in the first year of your tenure, what's going to be a major achievement?
Well,
not achievement, your plans.
We continue to keep with the overall in terms of football development. And infrastructure development is a key in our country. And the infrastructure deficit, specific to football infrastructure, is a huge deficit in our country that a lot continue to overlook. What we want to continue, I want to see similar pitch that we constructed in Nima County, Gompa Stadium with stadium lights, artificial pitch. All right, I want to move to Grangeda County, and certainly Grangeda is going to have one. We're going to do the same in River G, Maryland, Sino County, Riverside. Lofa will already have an MOU that is currently signed. That was signed by the Lofa County administrators. One county bombing by Polo. We want all of the 15 counties to have minimum one standard size artificial pitch to ensure that our people have access, to guarantee and create short-term jobs for our citizens who will work along with the contractors who will also support in terms of serving as maintenance staff for those stadiums. But it's important that we do so. So that's the next step forward. We're also looking at the construction of the first LFA hotel. Yes, we're going to construct the LFA hotel owned by the LFA. And the overall objective is, first of all, to limit or to put away the huge expenses that government go through and the LFA to accommodate national team players. We want our national team players to be accommodated in good facilities, less stress in terms of financial obligations.
Do you have the space already?
Yes, we have the land. We now come up with the design works, so once we come to the next cycle, we'll do it, because I mean, when we come and promise and make these commitments, we deliver, we fulfill our promises. Today, as part of our promises during our first term, we are seated in the first ever headquarters of the LFA. So the LFA hotel is not just going to serve a national team, but it's also going to serve the general public, where when the national team is not using it for the short-term periods, we can utilize it in terms of providing hospitality to guests that will be visiting our country, and monies generated can be reinvested not only into our senior national team but our youth national team programs, into our club programs. So the vision is to go commercial as well, to ensure that whosoever will be coming after us, we have solid enough funding in terms of sustainable fund to run a lot of the programs we've activated. Now, I don't want to leave the LFA where someone will take over and find it difficult, because we've introduced and opened up a lot of different competitions that need to be funded. We're managing to fund them, so we're coming up with ideas in terms of how we can be able to support them, and the LFA Hotel is one. We'll be launching very soon our match ball brand, branded for Liberia. We've gotten now the permit from the intellectual property rights to the Liberia Football Association. So we'll be launching our own football brand exclusive to Liberia, and we'll be competing on the market because we want to go commercial and see how we can be able to push and get money that we can reinvest into the game of football, subsidizing in also footballs that we can give to our clubs, and then using the same old funding to reinvest and bringing more of those match balls that we can distribute and ensure that they cost, I mean, it's, you know, more affordable for our clubs, more affordable for our academies, and affordable for our schools that are involved in school football programs. We also be looking at regional centers. Today we have our sub-associations running, but you cannot identify those regional offices. So we have now 4 zones, 4 football zones. We want to establish regional offices in the 4 football zones in Liberia so that it can serve other counties. So for example, the southeastern zone, we have the zonal office where others can have access and be able to work with them. We want to push and ensure in terms of how we can strengthen our talent identification. Now, you know, we are working with a lot of legends, our former national team players, because, you know, those who play football, Mr. Koti, you know, sacrifice must also be part of football administration, must support and work along with us. And I'm happy that a lot of them have shown the willingness. I mentioned previously that Kevin Segwe is now working with us as an educator, a coach educator.
I saw James Deba here too.
James Deba is also with the Talent ID, is serving as an advisor and will be leading the team in terms of the head of scouting. Will be coming in now as Kevin Sibwe. We have Christopher Rare is also part of the TDS, the academy program, as one of the coaches. Dominic Savis. We also have Nathaniel Sherman, former national team goalkeeper who left the game due to injury while preparing for one of the national team matches. But we try to also accommodate them. From the female side, we also have Famata Dean, who's also a coach education officer, current coach for the women's under 20 national team. She's currently in Sierra Leone for international friendlies with our under 20 girls. We have Keba Lamin, also now was previously in the women's department, but will be transferred to the academy program, the TDS, and handling the women's, the girls program on the TDS. So a lot of these things we want to do and create more opportunities. We want to expand also to have our own stadium owned by the LFA. Bulk of the time, yes. We find it challenging. We find it challenging. The SKD is not owned by the LFA, and we do not have exclusive access to the SKD. Matches that are played there, only
this is big news.
Most especially the national team matches. So we want to have our own stadium under our control that can host international matches, and I think that's the way to go. It's also going to help the SKD because at some point when you have these big tournaments, you need other facility to play. So that's the way to go, and we are working very hard to ensure that we have all of these things.
Where do you intend to do that?
Well, we do not want to come and announce the place now. It's currently private. The executive committee is reviewing, but we want to centralize it so that because there are requirements in terms of constructing stadiums.
In one county?
Not specifically. But usually when you want to construct these kind of stadiums, there are specific requirements and guidelines from the side of FIFA and CAF, looking at the 200-kilometer rule, looking at the availability of hospitals, looking at the availability of hotels. So we're putting and want to tie everything in to ensure that it's not too far from the LFA hotel. That those who can also be coming will be able to use the hotel at the same time when our team is camping. They can have easy access to the pitch. And we will be moving for a grass pitch, not artificial pitch, because very soon FIFA and CAF will be pushing many members of the association to have a grass pitch. So we'll certainly be constructing a stadium with a grass pitch.
That sounds good. It's a big news. That's going to be, it's a big news anyway. Okay, finally, let's ask you about your role at CAF. What do you do there? What's your position there?
Okay, so at CAF, again, thanks to all of you. Thanks to those involved in football, those not involved in football, our mentors out there, so many of them. Former Vice President for Operations of the LFA, Mr. Shaka Sharif, has been one person, a man of wisdom.
Is he still around?
Yes, he's around. Quiet person, but he taught us a lot, and it's something that I must admit that he has been a blessing. Mr. Avi Zadenberg, a father, to me, a brother and everything that's guided me through the process in football. So at the CAF Executive Committee, I serve as Vice President for youth football in Africa, and part of the organizing committee responsible to organize the under 23, under 20, under 17 African Cup of Nations and in CAF. We also work and support other activities related to the organizing committee of the African Cup of Nations. That's going to be held in Morocco very soon. So the African Cup of Nations in Morocco is going to start very soon. So I'm part of the organizing committee. We've been in a couple of African Cup of Nations organizing committees. Also served as a member of the organizing committee for the Chan. So a lot of these activities, but the biggest thing is that I'm not just representing myself. I'm representing Liberia, keeping the flag of Liberia high in these areas, in this position. And I think it is clear the statement or our representation continue to show to the rest of the world in terms of how we are pushing the agenda of our country. And we want to see more Liberians moving to that level.
Thank you, Mr. President. What have we not asked you that you want to talk about? We want to thank you for all of these comments, but tell us.
Well, there's two key things we're looking at now for the next steps. We are pushing on to see that we can bring about the league board the committee has been working very hard for the league board, the organization of the league board, to professionalize our league so we can have a management division that handles all top leagues in the country. We are also looking at having the activation, finally, the Players Union of Liberia, the key and most important part of the game of football. Those who make the game beautiful, the Players Union. And I'm happy, Mr. Koti, to announce that we've pushed and brought a lot of people on board. And the guys are now working to see it come under one umbrella. We've created an opportunity so that the...
Oh, you said Players Union. You're talking about former players or even current players?
So we say the Players Union, not former player, but the Players Union, with the overall objective to represent the interests of all players. Players who are active, players who are not active, our veterans, our legends who've served football, who've played for the national team, to represent their interests. And to do that, we must have a strong and independent player unit. So that's what we're looking at. I'm excited that under my administration, we're able to create that opportunity and give them the permission to become part of Congress, provided they finalize all of the documents, and then we then induct them as members, admit them as members of the Liberia Football Association Congress, where they can now start working with other external bodies. I'm happy that of recent, they were invited to our Players Union session in Morocco by FIFA. So, it's a big move. I also want to see the Sport Writers Association moving to another level. I've been working with the president of the Sport Writers Association, Mr. Vama Kamara. He has been really pushing the interests of the sport writers. It's a key part. Those who are the pen pushers who provide independent reporting in terms of what is happening, not only in football but in our sports. Now, looking at our strengths and our networking ability, we want to create an opportunity so that the sport writers of Liberia can have more opportunity, have more trainings from the level of FIFA in terms of media development and enhancing their capacities.
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that. That was part of my questions here. Thank you for mentioning that.
You're welcome.
And we got to do this thing 1 hour because it's also for the program idea. Your relationship with the executive committee, how is it?
Well, it is fine. So far, I think if you have followed in the last years, no confusion, no issues. The executive committee, I believe, is a place where we come and discuss matters of football development, the growth. We can argue, have our differences, but it should all be centered around development of football in our country and ensuring that our promises in terms of football development, our promises in terms of compliance, transparency, and good governance is a hallmark of football in our country. And I think and believe whole and solely that we are going in the right direction.
Mr. President, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Koti. I really appreciate it, and you're welcome always alongside with your team. We're here to serve football. We're here for all of Liberia, and we are open to work with each and every one that want to grow Liberian football in the right way and in a positive way. Thank you. God bless each and every one of us. Compliments of the season. Happy weekend, and let's also say, one less abuse, to women. Let us give women the opportunity to grow in our society as we celebrate the 16th day of activism for women.
I like that. Thank you.
Thank you.
We've been in conversation with Mr. Mustapha Raji, the president of the LFA, or the Liberia Football Association, and this program is Flashpoint. I'm David Koti. Bye-bye.